What's up everybody, bLOckOus here, and today I'm going to show you a couple of really cool item sorter ideas, as well as a couple of pretty normal item sorters, because I wanted to pretty much cover every single way that we can sort and create. This first item sorter is pretty simple. It's a conveyor belt right here with funnels sitting along the side. If you want to place a funnel right here, you just click against the chest right here. And by default, when you place a funnel, you'll find the arrow facing here so that it's emptying stuff out of the chest, and all you have to do is grab a wrench and then just right click this funnel. And it's going to start pulling things in here, so whatever filter you set is going to be the item that gets picked up. The only downside with this thing is that it depends on the speed of the rotation, so if you have a slow conveyor belt like this one, you can imagine sorting items is going to take forever. That I really don't think that I want to wait until the items get there. The second item sorter is just as boring as the first one. It's a conveyor belt with smart chutes going under it, so it's going to be exactly the same speed as that one. The same capacity, is just a different design. So if you want to place things in a different way, or if this is a part of a machine, you might want to set things up this way. As you can see, I can power it up with a single fan as well, unless you want to go faster, but this thing takes about 30 stress units, so it really does not take much at all. I am not even going to try sorting items here because you know exactly how it's going to go, and I have much cooler sorters that I want to show you, so let's just go ahead and move on. And here is actually the final one of these pretty boring conveyor belt sorters. This one is just a little bit less boring because it uses hoppers, and I really like using hoppers whenever I can. They're actually much more primitive than the funnels and the smart chutes that we have in Create Mod, but the biggest plus to them is that they go at a 90-degree angle between the source and the destination. It's pretty cool that you can have a chest and have the hopper go to the side of it. So I end up using it a lot in machines for that particular reason. I don't think this sorter is really practical. What this thing is doing is it's sending, there's a content observer right here, it's watching for a certain element, it sends a signal to this redstone link, which unlocks the redstone torch. It turns off the redstone torch, so it unlocks the hopper. So I think this one may be worth checking out. Let's get some concrete, and we're gonna start with the ones that are at the beginning, just so that we don't wait forever. And you'll see, basically whenever the item gets on the chest, wait, why are there things that are stuck in here? I don't know, but anyway, the items are getting emptied out. Oh, and I remember now, I had to set this up to take out 15 items at a time, because if it's more than 15, they never get picked up by the hopper. See, actually this time it's 14, and these are sometimes some of the inconsistencies with Create Mod. So if I change it to 14, we're actually leaving one. You'll see, I think this one is going to empty out. Check it out. This batch is going to be over by the time... No. 13 maybe? Either way, this is not a practical solution. And the reason we're having to reduce it is because the hopper takes items very slowly. So it's taking them in one at a time as they pass over it. So we have to give it enough time. So if you actually make this conveyor belt faster, then you're barely gonna get any sorting. So honestly, the conclusion is I don't recommend using this sorter, but this is the end. I promise everything after this is gonna be pretty cool. Alright, so we're getting a little bit more Create Mod-y here. Don't worry about this for now. What I have is a fan item sorter, and I tried a couple of things. I tried water. If you'll see, this looks like a traditional item sorter setup. I tried placing water, but items would float up and they don't go into the smart chutes. And I know that that actually worked with the brass funnels before the 3.3.1 update, but that's completely fine. I really wasn't that fond of water item sorting. And then when I tried to use the fan, I had to place these slabs here on the top half of these blocks that are above the smart chutes, and this way the items are actually getting down and placed here. And because this is a fan item sorter and I didn't want to use a creative motor, I went ahead and did a little bit of an engine building here. This is a 5x5 fan engine, and I've been enjoying building engines like this with the torches and the magma blocks, and it's very compact and you can stack them on top of each other. So I decided to build one here and put a bunch of cogs so that we can get the full rotation speed at 256. And this is taking, well, 600 stress, which is really not that much, but it is a lot compared to some of the sorters you're about to see. But I think we can work with 600. It's not that much, especially compared to how fast this thing is. So if you think it looks cool, this is the one to go with. Let me show you. I place these items, probably don't have time to look at them. They're all gone. They're all sorted. They're in their chests. I don't even know which ones I placed, but it's super fast. It's just as fast as the fan can push them. So this one is pretty cool. I don't think you can make them go really far, but technically you can stack them however way you want. You can just expand this. I personally would not go with this one either because there are some, well, the most practical sorters are about to be shown to you. So let's go ahead and do that. So up until this point, we looked at some sorters that I would have built before I knew how to build this one. Because this is by far the fastest one. It's faster than all of the ones we looked at. It's running on a single fan. And the stress is really low. Look at this. It's taking only stress units. Now you haven't seen how fast this is. And this is a pretty native feature of Create Mod. I don't know why I'm discovering it this late or why no one has mentioned it to me before. So if you, let me know if you have already known about this and if you've been using this method to sort, because it's pretty much the best way I've seen so far. And just because this thing is so special and so great, I'm actually going to show you how to build it in a second here. So if I just take the items and drop them all in the chest, they get picked up as fast as the conveyor belt can do it. But as you'll see, I mean, the green ones will go straight into the chest. Whatever comes in comes out immediately off the sorting side. So the blue concrete is going to take just as fast as the yellow concrete to get sorted. And that's really impressive. We are really cutting the distance by a lot here. I mean, look at this. We have sorted 5 stacks, well, or 4 stacks already in no time. So I think that this sorter is pretty much the winner. Now let's look at what these tunnels cost to craft. Are they really expensive? Only I can type better. They're not expensive at all. They're not that more expensive from other stuff. This is very doable. So if you're gonna build an item sorter and if you want to sort a lot of items, this is the way to go because you can do it fast. You can sort fast and you can do it cheap. Very low stress. You can connect it to one water wheel or one fan and you're good to go. So there's one more thing that I want to tell you about this sorter, which is that, and again, I don't know if this is a discovery, but I thought, what if I use this to transfer items over a really long distance? And I came up with a little contraption that I want to show you here on the side. So this thing right here is the same item sorter setup, and this was first done as an effort on my part to find out how big I can make this, like how much I can sort. But then I decided, what if I just use it to transfer items really far? Now I'm fixating here because this thing is broken, so let me try and fix it. What you want to do is, you want to see a completely connected line. Everything has to be connected. So what I have is everything is outputting yellow concrete here, except for, I believe, the last one. I haven't checked this since yesterday. Yeah, the last one here. There are a bunch of diamonds, so let's just take them out so that we know there's nothing in here. And I'll go back and I'll place the diamonds over there. Now, I built a slightly bigger engine, as you might see here, but it's not really spinning faster. I had an overstressed system, and then I added this one. So I think we're spinning at maybe 16. Let's check real quick. Yeah, it's 16 RPM, which isn't bad, but you don't need all of these. Well, actually, no, you do need all of these because of the stress, and somehow it ended up being faster. So 16 is going to be pretty fast. We're going to place these right here, and then I'm going to go and rush all the way to the other end and hope that we catch a couple of the diamonds before they make it. Oh yeah, we are. We caught 2 stacks, but check it out. We just moved the diamonds across this entire distance. And all it took is just very little rotation and then all of these tunnels. Now, I think building all of these tunnels might add up to costing a lot. And now that I see this, I'm thinking maybe even if it looks like this every now and then, it's still going to transfer because it looks like we didn't have an issue transferring those diamonds. But yeah, this is the feature I made right here, and this green thing right here is so I know my way back. So building one of these is super simple, and I like to follow this specific way of doing it that lets you have one source of rotation. So you're gonna have a T-shaped structure kind of like this. Well, it's not really a T, but essentially we're gonna have one long setup right here, and then we're gonna have two shafts coming out of it just like that. And this can go as long as you want it, but when we have this right here, and now we can have the tunnels sitting right next to each other, and now we already have our sorting system. Now you connect a rotation source here, everything will rotate. You can set a specific input, but more importantly, you have to set the output, so whatever you set here is going to come out on the conveyor belt. And now you can take it in however you want. You can set it with funnels like this, you can set hoppers or smart chutes or whatever. I don't know why I started breaking this, but either way, yeah, it's very easy to build this, so I recommend you try it and let me know how it works. Now this item sorter here is very cool. It's extremely slow. It's probably the slowest one running on a single fan, but it just looks cool, it's very mechanical, and as you saw, it was placing one last item that I actually put in it a long time ago. So this thing is definitely slow, but it's fun to watch, and if you can run it at a higher speed, it looks really good and it can sort a lot of items using just a single mechanical arm. So now I have it going at this really slow speed. It's taking 32 stress units, which is not a lot at all, so if you want to make it faster, it's not going to add up to that much. And as you'll see here, the mechanical arm can reach out 4 blocks away from itself, so there's 9 total blocks that it can sort, which is a lot. Now, if you want to speed this up, you can either make the mechanical arm go faster by spinning it faster, or you can use more mechanical arms. Now, just to show you real quick, this is how you set it up. You want to hold the mechanical arm in your hand, and then you're going to right click the source. So this is what I did here, so that the mechanical arm is now picking stuff up that are in this basin. And then you want to double click the destination. So what I did here was I double clicked each one of these, and then we add it up. And that's it. Basically, the mechanical arm knows about the filters. So if you go back and watch my old video about the mechanical arm item sorter, you'll find out that I went through this really elaborate setup with content observers that feed a signal into clutches, and I use like 200 creative motors in that thing, and eventually the items would get sorted and it looks really cool. But you don't need all of that because the mechanical arms are already smart and they know how to do this. So all you need to do is place it and then eventually connect a rotation source to it. And this is something that's really cool about it, is if you over select items or select things that are too far, the moment you place it, the system or create mod is going to warn you with a red warning that says, hey, you placed it too far, or there are too many items or whatever. And this is basically how I found out the limit here. This is a pretty decent item sorter, but there's still one more that I really was surprised when it works. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. This right here, I think, in my opinion, is the best looking item sorter. And like I said, this was a surprise when it worked. And don't even worry about this engine down there, because this thing needs 0 rotation power. That's right, 0 rotation. The only reason I have this thing set up right here is because I want to put items in the item sorter from down here, and the input to the item sorter is all the way up there. It's that open chute at the very top, or that chest. So if we place anything here, it gets sorted through this storage system. But I assume that maybe you want to live down here. So if you're actually living up there, or if you have access, then and you know, if you feed your farms in here, then you have no problem at all. The idea behind this is super simple. You just have a bunch of chutes on top of each other. It's 3 for each item you want to sort, actually. And then you have funnels on the sides of the chute. And then you have more chutes here, so that whenever the funnel picks up an item, it goes into this chute, and now you just have chests down here. Check it out. And this is all. So this is the sorter. You multiply this, and you're sorting for all of these items. This one It doesn't take any rotation power and is extremely fast because they're just falling down. The only downside I found is that these side funnels can only take items at 32 items per batch, so I set this to 32 and it doesn't really slow it up by much. So everything is going down and is getting sorted. So if we open some of these chests, I don't know, I don't remember what I tossed. Oh, there's green. Yeah, we did green, yellow. I didn't toss that much. These are from my previous sortings, but it's pretty accurate. Let's go down and see if we have anything in here. There's nothing in the trash chest, so we know that everything did get sorted. It's super fast, and again, I know I said this a couple times, but it looks pretty cool. And then as an extra bonus, I went and did this because who doesn't like some ejector action? Goes all the way up there. I love these things. I've recently found a way to use them to make a really compact gold farm, but I haven't made a video about it yet. So if you want to see that, you might want to consider subscribing. And now that's definitely everything I wanted to tell you. The goggles look very weird on my skin, but I guess it's too late to take them off now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.